Welcome back and welcome to my BookTubeAthon wrap up. Yes, we have reached the end of the week. This is going to be another week of lots of videos because I've got this wrap up, my 24 and 48 wrap up, my July wrap up, my August TBR. So just be ready for another lot of videos every day. So I'm going to tell you what I read, and then what I'm going to do is, rather than review each of these books independently, I'm going to do another one of those videos where I do 7 mini reviews. I might break it down into fiction and non-fiction. Haven't quite decided yet because I think I've got a fairly even split across the week, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to tell you what I read. Then we've got Catriona's first attempt at vlogging, so I've got some vlog footage for you. Exciting. So the first book that I read for the BookTubeAthon was The Crown by Kira Cass, which is the 5th book in the selection series. This one was 278 pages. It has a person on the cover. I read it all in one day. I read it outside, and the main character is very different to me, so that ticked off lots of challenges all at once. Then the next book I read was Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. I had to take this one back to the library because it was due back at the library on Tuesday or Wednesday, so I had to kind of read that quickly. It must have been Wednesday because I finished it on Wednesday. That one was my hyped book. Don't think it lived up to the hype, but there we go. 386 pages, and the main character, again, very different to me. The next book was one that I was listening to on audiobook over the course of the first 3 days of the readathon, and that was I Heart Paris by Lindsay Kelk. This one was 312 pages, and it has a person on the cover. Then another audiobook listen, one that I listened to all in one day. I loved this book, and that's How to Bouse by Lily Singh. This book was 272 pages. It also has a person on the cover, and she, as the main character, is very different from me. Then book number 5 was 400 pages, and I read that on my Kindle, and that was Killer Affair by Rebecca Chance. I have already reviewed this on my blog, so go to the link on my blog that's always in the description box to read my review of that one, because this one came out on the Thursday during BookTubeAthon. Then book 6 of the readathon was Note to Self by Connor Franta. Again, let's just appreciate this gorgeous rose gold. You just can't do it justice on here. If you've seen a hard copy of this one, go up and like stroke it in the bookshop because it's so beautiful. You can see I tabbed quite a few things on that one, and this is not one that I am going to lump in with the rest of my reviews because I want to make a whole video about this because I loved it so much. This one was 305 pages. I bought it because of the cover. I read it completely outside, and I read it in one day. There's some good vlog footage of me reading this one. You're going to enjoy that. And then, as I mentioned in my kind of wrap up for that day, I then went to the back of that one and discovered that Connor has another book out. And so I downloaded it on audiobook from the library. It was 212 pages. It's called A Work in Progress. Again, main character, very different to me. I read it in one day, and that was my 7th book of the BookTubeAthon, so it ticked off the final challenge. I listened to that on audiobook in the same day as I read his other book, even though kind of I didn't start until late in the day on that day, so that was quite good reading. And then book 8 was There Is No Effing Secret, Letters from a Badass Bitch by Kelly Osbourne. Again, I really enjoyed this book. This one was going to be my one that I read because the main character was very different from me, I think. But it has a person on the cover. It's got a person on both sides of the cover. And I kind of bought this one because it was, well, not bought, I borrowed it from the library, obviously, after seeing it in a bookshop and wanting to buy it because of the cover, because that, I mean, her hair is just beautiful. She does talk about her hair in the book, and I like that aspect of it. But I'll talk a little bit more in detail about this one in my reviews of BookTubeAthon videos that I'm going to make. And then book 9 was a book that was released today. So it was released on the 31st of July, but because my Kindle is still set up as a UK Kindle, when it hits midnight, in the UK, it's only 5 p.m. here in Denver, so this book hit my Kindle at 5 p.m. and I picked it up immediately and I read it, and I didn't stand up until I'd finished reading it, and then I reviewed it. So again, reviews already on the blog for this one, and that is Some Like It Hot at the Picture House by the Sea by Holly Hepburn. And this was just 100 pages because it is the 4th part in a novella series about the Picture House by the Sea. We had Singing in the Rain, Dirty Dancing, and the first one was Brief Encounter. So if you haven't read this series, it is coming out as a whole novel on the 10th of August, but you can read the 4 parts on, download them all on Amazon now, so that's great. And then the 10th book that I finished was another audiobook. Wasn't on my TBR. It was one of those, I think I had a hold on it and it came available, and I was just like, I really feel like listening to that, because from Friday onwards I was on a real non-fiction kick. Aside from this novella that I read, which was just the right amount of fiction, it was, yeah, a real non-fiction kick. And so book number 10 was Hunger Makes Me a Modern Girl by Carrie Brownstein. It was 244 pages, has a person on the cover, main character is very different from me. I hadn't sort of heard of this book until just seeing it. I think it came up on my Audible recommendations because of something else that I'd ordered, and then I saw if the library had it and put a hold on it. Yeah, I hadn't heard a lot about that one, so it was interesting to just throw it into my BookTubeAthon like that. And then the final book that I finished, which you'll see from my vlog footage, I finished literally, I think it was like 11:56 or something that I finished it last night, and that is Too Fat, Too Slutty, Too Loud: The Rise and Reign of the Unruly Woman by Anne Helen Peterson. This one, again, I will talk a little bit more in my review videos about that one. So that was 304 pages. So my total pages read was 2,753 pages, and I read 11 books. I mean, granted, this one was a novella, so it was sort of 10.5 books, but still counts as a book. And yeah, I ticked off all the challenges. I did 6 out of 7 video challenges. I did 3 out of 7 Instagram challenges. I'm quite proud of that. And now we have some vlog footage. So enjoy my sort of first attempt at vlogging. So it's the first morning of BookTubeAthon, and I've not got off to a great start. I'm a little bit behind in my reading, so I am reading Killer Affair by Rebecca Chance, and not any of the books that I stated in my BookTubeAthon video. And I am going to attempt the video challenge for the day, and then I am going to take the 5th book in the selection series and go and sit and read some of it outside, because I think I could probably do that one outside. So I just finished my first book of the BookTubeAthon. This book was read completely outside, all in one day, has a person on the cover, and the main character is very unlike me. So, you know, hits 4 challenges. Very exciting. Good morning. There weren't a lot of updates yesterday because I was out and about, but I did get quite a bit of this guy read. So I have about 70 pages left to finish, so I am going to do that this morning, and then move on to the So this is what we're doing this morning. Woken up with a really sore throat, so hot drink, of course it's coffee, and getting on. Gonna finish this today. I'm not as far through as I thought. That is... So I am just really struggling to read today. I started listening to How to Boss Spouse, and I'm loving that, but actually physically reading. So I think I am going to run a bath and see if being, like, you know, trapped in water helps me to finish my book, because it's not that I'm not enjoying the book, I just keep getting distracted. I don't know what it sounds like, the book, because I don't get distracted when I'm listening to the audiobook, but it really isn't the book. I really am enjoying the book. There are some great sex scenes in it and some great drama. I'm enjoying it. I need to review it. I've finally found a BookTubeAthon challenge that I like, and I've just filmed my video, and now I'm like, I want to go and teach some children and read some books to people. Seriously, I need to share some books with people. So I came outside with my book, and it was fine. And all of a sudden, this massive wind's just got up. Like, it's seriously windy. I want to sit here and have a little read, not be blown about, really. So it was too windy down there. You can see my hair is well blown about. So it was blowing the books on my pages as well. Come up, sat on the balcony reading instead, because, you know, I was nearly killed by a flying umbrella. Not so good. I am reading the lovely Kelly Osbourne book. I did finish my 7 books yesterday, but I really wanted to read this one, and it was on my TBR, so I'm carrying on with it, and I am loving it. It's really good. So I have spent far too much time on social media, etc. today, getting videos uploaded, but I have been listening to my audiobook, but now it's time to read. So I finished reading Kelly Osbourne's book. It was really good. I loved the structure. It was so great, so easy to read. And now I'm moving on to reading another one of these. Hopefully going to get this finished this weekend. We're going to try. So I finished reading Some Like It Hot at the Picture House by the Sea, which I loved. And now I've got the rest of Too Fat, Too Slutty, Too Loud to read, and then I'll be done. So with just a couple of minutes to go before midnight, I finished my final book, the BookTubeAthon. This was really good. I will be reviewing it in a video soon. Yeah, 11 books. So thank you very much for watching. If you took part in BookTubeAthon, please let me know down below. I love getting comments, and I do reply to them all. If you want to follow what else I'm reading following BookTubeAthon, obviously follow me on all the social medias. They are always all linked down below, and you can see more detailed reviews of all of the books that I read in my upcoming video, or by going to my blog. As I mentioned, I've already reviewed 2 of them on my blog, so you can read about them on there. And I will have my July wrap-up video for you tomorrow, and then later on in the week my mini reviews of what I read during this BookTubeAthon. So I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye.